Hello, dear viewers and listeners! Welcome once again to our Salida TeleRadyo right here at La Filipina National High School. Today, you will learn another interesting topic about Philippine literature as tool for cooperation, a lesson in English 7, Quarter 4, together with your teacher broadcaster, Teacher Jomali C. Maito. I am your teacher host, Teacher Melky C. De La Serna. Now, I will turn you over to Teacher Jomali.
Thank you, Ma'am Melky. Hello, viewers and listeners. I am your teacher broadcaster for today, Jomali C. Maito. Welcome to our lesson this afternoon. We are very glad that despite the pandemic, we will be able to deliver our lesson to you through our Salida TeleRadyo. This afternoon, we are going to discuss about Philippine literature as tool for cooperation, which is part of your Quarter 4, Module 7 in our English 7 lesson. So before we begin our discussion, let me introduce to you our lesson objectives. Our first lesson objective is read and answer questions of a story about cooperation. Second objective, discover through Philippine literature the need to work cooperatively and responsibly in today's global village, which is one of the most essential competencies in English 7. And the third one is appreciate the importance of Philippine literature as part of cultural heritage and Filipino traditional values. Now, before we begin our discussion, may I ask you to prepare a separate sheet of paper and a pen plus your Quarter 4 English 7 self-learning modules. Now, let us have our first activity. I have here 6 pictures to show. For those listeners tuning in to our live broadcast this afternoon, I am going to describe what is in the picture. All you have to do is to identify what Filipino value or culture does it show or mean. I am going to give you choices for you to easily identify each picture. Please be honest in answering each item. You'll have 5 seconds to answer each item. So, let's start. Our first picture shows a certain family warmly welcoming their visitor. So, what does this picture mean? Is it A, generosity, B, hospitality, C, love and caring, or D, strong family ties? Your 5 seconds start now. Our second picture shows a family cherishing their great moments. What does this picture mean? A, getting along with others, B, love and caring, C, strong family ties, or D, generosity. Your 5 seconds start now. Our next picture shows a group of men who were carrying their bahay kubo in order to transfer it from one place to another. What does this picture show? A, bayanihan, B, generosity, C, love for country, or D, getting along with others. Your 5 seconds starts now. The fourth picture shows a daughter taking good care of her father in honor of his love to her during her childhood years. So what does this picture shows? A. Being religious. B. Kissing the hands of elders. C. Generosity. Or D. Debt of gratitude. Your 5 seconds starts now. Our next picture shows belongingness to one another. So what does this picture shows? A. Debt of gratitude. B. Getting along with others. C. Bayanihan. D. Hospitality. So your 5 seconds starts now. And for our last picture, we have here a child showing respect to an elder, wherein she presses her forehead to the hand of an elder, and it symbolizes respect for one another. So what does this picture show? Is it A. Hospitality. B. Strong family ties. C. Kissing the hands of elders. Or D. Bayanihan. Your 5 seconds starts now. Now, we are done with our first activity. You will know the correct answer in each picture shown as we go along to our discussion. So, why do we need to study Philippine literature? I guess you have your own idea right now. So, this time, let me have this or share to you in a few moments to share the 3 main reasons why we need to study Philippine literature. So first, we need to study Philippine literature to better appreciate our literary heritage. Basically, we have lots of Filipino writers nowadays. Even before, we already have great writers who made their literary masterpieces that touch and influence our values and culture. I think it's really a great deal for us to value and appreciate the lessons they have reflected from their literary works. Second reason is that in order for us to trace the rich heritage of ideas handed down to us from our forefathers. Even before, we have lots of values and cultures which made us unique from other countries. One of the reasons why we still have these traits is that we have preserved the lessons taught by our ancestors with the aid of literature. And for the third one, in order to understand ourselves better and take pride of being a Filipino. Now, let me ask you, are you proud of being a Filipino? Indeed, we Filipinos have reached places we've never been through. We became known to others because of our distinctive traits, which made Philippines fun to visit. Now, I have here some of the best traits of Filipinos in the world. This was taken from a website, 15 Filipino traits that make the Philippines fun to visit. Before we are going to have lots of discussion about this, let me also inform you that you will know the correct answer of each picture as we go along to our discussion. So the answer for picture number 1 is letter B, hospitality. This is one of the most popular qualities of Filipinos. It is when visitors paid a visit to a friend's house and they offered them with a very warm welcome. Picture number 2 is letter C, strong family ties and being religious. Filipinos value their families too much that they tend to be so intact, especially in family gatherings. They go to church and pray together because religion is important, making God the center of their life. Every member of the family has this sense of belongingness. In fact, even if some sons or daughters are already married, parents feel obligated to be concerned that extending the house to them is sometimes done. The third picture is letter A, bayanihan, or what we call camaraderie. It literally means being in a bayan, which refers to the spirit of communal unity, work, and cooperation to achieve a particular goal. An example of this is giving service to the barangay or purok whenever there is a cleanup drive. In times of calamities, we also desire to help fellow Filipinos by giving relief goods and any form of assistance. The fourth picture is letter D, utang na loob or debt of gratitude. This essence of utang na loob is an obligation to appropriately repay a person who has done one a favor. For example, if a person saves your life, you always feel obligated to return every favor you can. And for the fifth picture, it's letter B, pakikisama or getting along with others. It is a typical trait of most Filipinos in its simplest sense, meaning getting along with others. It entails a genuine intrinsic appreciation of togetherness. Sometimes, people have to sacrifice personal comfort and appointment just to get along with the group and to avoid disappointing one's peers. And for the last picture, it's all about letter C, pagmamano or kissing the hands of elders. Mano or pagmamano is an honoring gesture used in Filipino culture performed as a sign of respect to elders and as a way of requesting a blessing from the elder. Similar to hand kissing, the person giving the greeting bows towards the hand of an elder and presses their forehead on the elder's hand. Now, based on our discussion, which of the mentioned traits promote cooperation? How does Philippine literature shows or serve as a tool to value cooperation? I have here some literary works that highlights the value of cooperation. Now, may I ask you to review these literary works at this moment from your Quarter 4 Module 7 in English 7 Self-Learning Modules. Our first literary work is the Department of Education's Vision. We dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose values and competencies enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. As a learner-centered public institution, the Department of Education continuously improves itself to better serve its stakeholders. Now, I have here some reflective questions for you in each literary work that I will share to you. Now, for this literary DepEd's vision, let me ask you, as a student, have you contributed to the achievement of the DepEd's vision? In what way do you practice becoming a responsible citizen at home, in your school, and in your community? Now, I will let you write your answers in a separate sheet of paper. Ready? Alright. So, Our second literature is an example of a parable which is entitled The Parable of the Rainbow Colors. This was already featured last National Reading Month celebration, and this was written by Juan M. Flavier. So let me share to you the story about the parable of the rainbow colors. There are 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. They were having a debate as to who should be the best color, to the point that they quarrel with each other. Each color has their claims as to why they should be the best color. Moreover, they have emphasized their unique traits and qualities. The debate stopped when the rain came. Rain told the colors that God told them to stop their arguments on who the best color is, because all of them have a special role. Rain said that God decided that the colors shall not be seen separate, but as one after an outpour of rain. The group of colors shall also be named as rainbow. They will then represent cooperation and hope. Now, let me ask you some of these reflective questions. What do you feel when you see a rainbow? If you were one of the colors, what would you be and why? And why do you think rain emphasized the need for cooperation? Now your answers should be written in a separate sheet of paper, and you may also refer to your Quarter 4 Module 7 English 7 Self-Learning modules. Another one is a legend, which is all about the story of Pinya. So I'd like to share to you the story of Pinya, which is a folk tale about a young girl named Pina. She was, without a doubt, the most spoiled child her village had ever seen. When her mother grew ill, Pina could not be bothered to help, even though her mother only asked her to boil some rice. Pina claimed she couldn't find the ladle. Her frustrated mother made a wish that Pina would grow 1,000 eyes so she could see the ladle. Pina disappeared, and the neighbors had to help her mother get well. Her mother searched for Pina but couldn't find her. Finally, her mother found a large round fruit growing with 1,000 unseeing eyes. Her mother took the seeds from the fruit and grew a lot of them, and then gave them to the people in the village. This was the first and only generous thing Pina had ever done for anyone else. Now, what household chores do you take part at home as a way of helping your parents? Is it important to help them in doing these tasks at home? Why do you say so? So just like Pina, you may answer your experience also just like Pina through these reflective questions I had shared to you. So, for your assessment, I have here 4 questions for you to answer, and you may refer also to your self-learning modules. Now, my first question is, what worldwide problem is faced by the people today? How will people solve this problem? What Filipino traits are needed to help improve the situation? What small act will you do to contribute to the solution of this problem? How did the given stories inspire you while staying at home? Now I am taking you to another level or the new or higher level for you to answer this assessment. I'd like you to submit your answers in a separate sheet of paper to your English teacher. And for your assignment, present the solution to the problem that the world is facing right now through an editorial cartoon. Refer to the rubrics in the Quarter 4, Module 4, English 7 Self-Learning Modules. And please do not forget to submit your output to your English subject teacher. Before we end our lesson, let me leave you a statement from Helen Keller. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Bye-bye.